If you have kids in your family, you've probably heard of the Wiggles, and if you don't, we wanted to introduce them and the performers who have gained millions of fans to you.
Yeah, yesterday the Wiggles brought their entertainment show to the Blue Cross Arena, and they let us stop by backstage to meet them. We found out that the Wiggles are still surprised by their own success.
Salad, yummy, yummy.
Millions have danced to their music, but when we met the Wiggles backstage at the Blue Cross Arena, we were surprised to find out that when they started out in Australia, they thought small parties would be the biggest shows they would ever do. How long have you been doing this, and how have things changed for you since the Wiggles started?
I've been doing it for 16 years, and things have changed over the years. We started off just doing little birthday parties of 8 people at the birthday party, and now touring the States, and 4,500, 5,000 people at a show. And over the years, of course, people have come and go in our troupe, and recently, last year was Greg, after 15 years, got a little bit sick and he had to leave, and he's been replaced by Sam, which has been a big change, but also a great challenge for us to keep it all going.
I can tell by your accent that you're from Sweden, so is it strange? Is it a long way from home, and is the travel difficult?
It is a long way from home. I've got 3 little children, 3.5 years and under, and Australia is just in the middle of nowhere, so everywhere we go is a long way away. But we love it. That's part of the fun for us. The Australians are a very well-travelled people. Everyone just gets up and goes because there's nowhere around where we can go, so the States is still exciting for us to come to.
I saw a sign that said chiropractor. Are you guys doing okay physically?
We need a chiropractor in nearly every show because we throw so much into it, Yeah.
You're okay though?
Yeah, I'm good. All that wiggling throws the joints out.
Everywhere they go, the Wiggles have to set up space for their chiropractors and their fitness trainers. Anthony has a few more gray hairs these days, but new Wiggle Sam says the entire team is in great shape, and they have to be. Have you talked amongst the guys about how long you can do this? You're going to keep doing it for the indefinite future? Any idea?
Yeah, as long as we can physically do it, and we try to keep it as fun as possible for us and as fresh as possible for us to keep us, really into the show as well. And so as long as we can physically do it, we really want to do it as long as we can.
He said he used to do birthday parties. I've got one coming up. Are you available?
Where are we on the tour on that?
Where are some of the craziest places you go? You're all over the world now, aren't you?
Absolutely. We travel. We just got back from the UK in June. And that was fantastic. We love going there as well. But coming over here and doing New York and the whole Northeast was just fantastic.
Coming up next hour, we will ask the Wiggles what they have on their own iPods, and here's a hint, it's not the Wiggles.
Were you starstruck? I know you're so excited about this interview.
I'm excited on behalf of my nephews. They love them, and you know what? They've made a lot of impact. A lot of kids love their music.
All right, your local headlines are coming up next.
Anyone with children, they most likely know the Wiggles, and my nephews grew up with the Wiggles. They love the Wiggles. I know the songs, and I appreciate the hard work that goes in. These guys have been touring the globe. And what's really interesting is there's a new book out, and this is not a book for kids. This is a book for parents, and this is a book for anyone who's dealt with some physical pain. It's called How I Got My Wiggle Back, a memoir of healing. Anthony Field is the Blue Wiggle, one of the founders, one of the great Wiggles. I mean, there's a lot of great Wiggles, but Anthony is really probably the best Wiggle. And it turns out, Anthony, you've gone through quite a lot in your life. How are you these days?
I'm great. I'm a lot better than I was. I put the book together for a reason. It's maybe to help other people, middle-aged people who suffer from chronic pain or from depression, which I went through, and I've come through the other side, and I'm a lot better, I've got to say.
Well, I've been reading the book, Anthony, and what kind of amazes me is that we look at the Wiggles, parents understand what the Wiggles are, and we see you touring, and we think, it's a great life, etc. But you had just gotten married, you had just had a child, you're on tour, and frankly, you were a little bit down about being away from your family, and you were also in a lot of pain. Take us through some of that.
Yeah, I suppose it just crept up on me, but the Wiggles took off 20 years ago, and we became touring. 8 months a year it started. It started out of 2 months, and then it became 8 months a year, and I sort of lost track of who I was, and I was eating a lot of terrible food, a lot of fried food, fat-laden food, sugary food. It tasted great at the time, and I was 15 kilos, not sure what that is in pounds, heavier.
And, about 35 pounds, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And I was actually getting very, very sick physically, and mentally I was plagued with really real feelings of self-doubt and self-loathing, and I really lost myself touring. I was so bad in such chronic pain that when our baby was born, I couldn't even lift her up. My back was so bad, and I think when you're feeling so bad, depression comes along as well. You know, it's hard to feel great when you feel bad physically.
And so the book takes us through all of that, and it's very open and honest. Tell us about the diagnosis that you got that surprised you, and then take us through some of the things that you want people to learn. There's a lot of pictures, there's a lot of interesting ways to cope with some of that.
Yeah, I went to a lot of doctors and found out I had a herniated disc. I had infections in my teeth, all through my teeth, and I was just almost like a cripple, really. Off stage, I would just go and lie down, and some days I had depression so bad I couldn't get off the couch. My children would come up to me and they'd say, "Why is Dad so sad?" You know, so I was in a really bad way. Luckily, I ran into a chiropractor in Chicago, Dr. James Stockson, who said to me, "There is a way out of all this," and he got me out of. I was taking a lot of painkillers, which were clouding my mind and also my digestive system. And he showed me exercises, got me thinking about what food I would eat. I still saw a psychologist and get therapy, and I still do to this day. So I really thought about myself a lot more. I take care of myself, and that's what I encourage people to do. Look at what you're doing every day and see, is it really helping me eating that food, drinking that alcohol, or not exercising? Is there a way I can get around feeling bad? And hopefully the book gives people some pointers how to do it.
Anthony, I got to ask you, how old are you now?
I'm just about to turn 49.
You are in unbelievable shape, and the book has all kinds of pictures. My co-anchor, her eyes are popping out looking at some of the pictures. You're in tremendous shape, and I got about a minute left. I would imagine part of what we're going to get out of this book is that age doesn't matter if you want to commit to getting your health back.
I reckon pain is a great motivator. If you're in pain, believe me, you can get out of pain. Just keep see a doctor, see a chiropractor, see a physiotherapist, and talk to your family and work out ways. Get educated about nutrition. Get educated about exercise. I don't pull weights. I do body exercise weights. You know, my body weight. There's a path for everybody, and this is just how I got my wiggle back's one path for people. Maybe it'll help them. Maybe it'll help you.
You have helped entertain so many children, and I think their kids are going to benefit from this book. It's called How I Got My Wiggle Back, A Memoir of Healing. Anthony, great to see you. Thank you for all the work that you guys do, and I'm sure we'll see you in the future, no doubt.
See you soon, guys.
Anthony Field, and always a positive presence, but a raw, honest book, and really good stuff.
It's a great example to set.
Yeah.
For breaking news and weather anytime, 13 Wham News is always on at 13wham.com and on your mobile device. 13 Wham News is your breaking news and weather authority.